never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine. All the people ain't happy, and the river has run dry. You thought you could go free, but that system is done for. If you listen real closely, there's a knock at your front door. You'll never get free, lamb to the slaughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? When there's blood in the beg me for mercy, admit you were toxic. You poisoned me just for another dollar in your pocket. Now I am the violence, I am the sickness. Won't accept your silence, beg me for forgiveness. We'll never get free, lamb to the slaughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed, your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? When there's blood in the water.
No. Anyone else feel like that we almost live in a movie? Things that are real shouldn't be real, and things that shouldn't exist anymore still exist, and the things that we see all the time every day are still constant issues. I don't know, it's bizarre, you know? I figured things would change, things would be better in the future, but the future seems very weird. You know? It's definitely nothing that any movie has yet fathomed. This exact storyline. Of course, people talk about The Simpsons, though, on the references to actual real life and how insane things get sometimes in comparison to such a insane cartoon. So it's one of the whole things. I just, I'm lucky enough to just have the desire to just wish I could just do my job and continue on. I will live gratitude for that. It's hard to see so many people feeling so hurt. And also to see so many other people fighting against them when there's just blatant disregard for your average American citizen and the human life that we are. And I understand the whole white supremacy thing, because it's just like, yeah, no, there's just a bunch of old ass white motherfuckers that really should have died a long time ago, controlling a bunch of shit they really don't deserve to control, and reserving so much shit for themselves. And then, yeah, there's a heavy amount of enforcement on particularly the black community. Now, know about an exact intention of the system to have turned that way, but it also really didn't stop it from becoming that way. If that makes any sense. What I believe was just like, no one went out to say, the police system is going to be this until, well, actually, kind of. Really, a lot of it started with goddamn Richard Nixon. And what's really fucked up is that a lot of the bullshit did start. Well, not started, but a lot of it was like really enforced by Richard Nixon. And if you really look into it, it's just like the war on drugs, the war on blacks, those things that he engaged in are still, they were all completely engaged into, but none of them were really rectified once the motherfucker was even booted out of office. It's like, oh, maybe all these things that he changed weren't good things, and maybe we should change them back. But so it's enveloped into the world that we live in today because a lot of those systems were put into place that weren't changed. And then there's a lot of mentality that's just bizarre. It's really hard to understand how you can feel any kind of hype for going out to the streets, your streets that you live in, and engaging into the civilians into the streets. What kind of... That's the thing that blows my mind. Is how could you do that? Those people, they're your brothers, they're your sisters. Like, there are people you could run into in the airport. There are people that you can run into at a grocery store, on a road trip, at an amusement park. These are, like, be forced to sit with and enjoy a comedy show together. Like, sitting right next to in a movie theater because it's a sold-out movie theater. Like, these are your people. Like, I don't even understand more beyond that. But people engage into it. But to engage into it with your own people, I just don't get that. Why you would be okay with doing that at a level. Because I have seen more than enough evidence where there was absolutely no violence or violent situations. There was just oppression and disregard for the American right to be a civilian. Okay, we have seen that. Yes, we've seen good too. And that's the thing, that this country's full of so many cities. And today in Houston, Texas, there was so many people that came together, and it was the police, and it was the people, and it was the local government, and everyone came together. And there was no violence, and there was no terrible thing. Everyone was just... everyone just... You're too loud. Let me turn that down a little bit then, fella. Apologize for any kind of loudness it was then. I mean, I'm going to listen back to it, but hopefully it's not too bad. How low do you want it? I can put it how low do you go? Is that better, people? Is that better, anybody? No one can tell me. I can't tell me. I don't feel like stopping it. Sometimes it fucks around. It's stupid. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't really want to get into it, but it's really hard to avoid it. I came in here to try to do a few different things, but I ended up just getting sad. And I'm not here looking for any kind of sympathy for being sad. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Who does? Some people do. I don't know what to do. Because I also don't want to... I don't want to be caught up into any situation. It's scary out there. There's a war going on. No. And I just... It's not that I don't feel the passion to fight it. I do. I I just don't know how to. Because you can't fight the police. Not right now, at least. And if they want to engage with you, they're going to engage with you. And I'm also still scared about big crowds. Leave me alone. Especially in the middle of fucking Houston. Especially when it's all planned. It's just scary. You know, people are crazy. And people have big, strong beliefs about this. And they're pretty powerful people with big, strong beliefs about this. So it's just like, I don't know. I was nervous for the individuals in that crowd today. But I give them whatever they get. I don't know. They did a good job. But I don't know. I guess I'm a pansy. Bitch ass motherfucker. Rather stay at home. There's a lot going on in my life, and then there's just all this shit going on in the world. And it's just things that you feel like that the human mind really wasn't ready for. And yet here we are. So many of us experiencing it, you know. It literally feels like the end. Like, this shit's over soon. Something. I don't know what it is, but something's over soon. It's not the world system or the government, or the country itself. Something's going to end here soon. And obviously, we're all hoping it's racism, but I feel like it's going to be more than that. There's no ending racism today, and not for a minute. Because there's too many individuals hardcore determined about it. However, it is true that with the right individuals in path, the right individuals being in charge of things, something great could happen. But at the current moment, the reason it's going to be a rough patch, god damn it, for a while, is because they're, not to put down, or to put, no, honestly, not to put up anyone at all here. I just don't see any good people ready to lead at this current moment. Okay, yes, get rid of the one, and that is. But goddammit, we need to get rid of like all of them that are trying. Because all they are just a bunch of rich ass old motherfucking white people. Okay? That's all they are. If you want things to change, you have to change it with especially people like that. If you still want a white guy, at least pick one that isn't some rich ass fool that doesn't have any money, so that he at least understands people. And that's from a decent location, somewhere like Houston, Texas, or I don't know where other good decent locations is. Maybe just somewhere where it's a great mixing pot, and he doesn't understand what it's like to hate someone based on just who their skin color is and what it's just like not a comprehension to him. No, but then that's all in one individual. Honestly, I'd rather the system change, or we don't do that like that, and things are just ran by like more than just one guy, or it's more of a group of people or the sector of people. You know, we're the United States of America. Who represents you? These 5 people of this 5-part, or maybe even these 50 fucking people. All of them are governors. Which is like, but we're the United States. We all defend each other, but we're all in charge of each other and stuff like that. And just who knows? Who knows? You can have 1 to 50 people running the country, but this entire country, it makes some sense, right? No, we're all with each other. We're all for each other, but we don't need one motherfucker or even kind of like federal establishment super into everything. No, everyone relax and go and live in your state. And all the states will always get together all the time. We're talking about 50 people. You know how easy it is to actually have 50 people talk and discuss and figure out things. Like, and that's what we'll do. And we'll be run by 50 individuals, 50 states, someone who knows a part of every single state that was elected by the state people. And that makes some sense, right? And then you can do so much with that. I'm just like, I'm sure things will take time, but then you can have sub governors, or you can have vice governors or something like that are like doing what the governor does now. You know what I mean? Just elect a different person. And the governors are known as presidents of every state. But they all work together like an army of the United States. Because that's what we are. And it's a simple way to make it. I don't really get why we are like, no one man could rule us all, but then allow one man to represent that he rules us all. Yeah, he has a lot of checks and balances, blue. That's still a representation, and he still has an ego larger than anything. If you have 50 individuals who are the highest rank, then you have people that legit will check and balance each other. You won't have a bunch of just one renegade motherfucker going around. So we'll see. See how that all turns out. But something's ending soon. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the racism, but it could be the system that founded everything that's happening right now. And that's all I can hope for on that. I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get into anything. It's been a short day. Felt long. I feel like I have things I gotta do. Need and want to do. Oh, thinking about life is hard. Thinking about what you're gonna do is hard. With anything. Because I thought I was in a moment of choosing my future. I thought I was choosing it. And now things look so different. And the person you thought that's really who I want to be with. Maybe you're just like, maybe, but only if she wants to be with me. So you really have to put it through. Figure things out. I don't know what to figure out, to be honest with you. And I keep trying so hard to make a decision on exactly what I'm going to do. But I don't even know what's going on. So that makes it so hard to make that decision. Just future reference. Any advice you might get from this? Do your best not to try to throw your love too early. Give it a great amount of time. Not some lousy amount of time. I mean, things got difficult when it was just like there's nothing else to do with my time other than spend it with my new girlfriend. You know? So you get close fast. You push things fast. Your feelings grow fast. But really, try your hardest to give it time. So let's see. Got over that. I went through that situation anyway. It wasn't even what I thought it was anyway. Oh, let's roll a blunt. Get into it, shall we? It's so weird, to go through personal crises while there's also external crises happening just, in your neighborhood, in your country, and everywhere. Because you feel like, you feel bad in your personal crisis, but then you also feel kind of shame feeling bad in your personal crisis when there's so many other things to worry about right now. It's just like, but this is still also my life that I'm living, and I'm gonna be stuck with it the whole time. I mean, I could divert my emotions. I don't know. That's why I really do need to gotta talk to this girl in which this personal crisis I'm dealing with involves, and figure out exactly what I need to do with these emotions. Because honestly, it might be a good time to put things on the wayside. But I don't know how to do that. Do you? Is there a way to pin up your emotions, put them in a different box, put them away under your bed for now? So we'll go get back to them later. Right now, there's some things that need to go down. Shit. Things and emotions aren't that easy to pin up. In fact, for me especially, they're very hard to even put down. It's really hard to not be emotional. Be a complete half a fag. I don't know. All I know is I'll burst into tears. Sometimes like a little girl. No, I'm not here to put those stereotypes out. I cry all the time. Things. I just sometimes my heart, I feel like it's too big for me to handle. And I feel so much of something. I put so much time into, so much thoughtful time into things that really aren't gonna progress my future. I don't know. I've contemplated getting into this, but again, it's easier when I know no one's listening to it yet. Things will be different in the future. But that's what happens. I fall in love with a girl who's pregnant. Now things are getting spicy. Well, once she was pregnant, it wasn't. I didn't even meet her yet. But we were talking. Found her in the stupidest place in the world, Facebook, because she's friends with a lot of people I know. Facebook works that way. And I don't know, that face. It dawned me, man. Her face is just, it's just, it's one of my favorite things to look at. Ever. In all kinds of different ways, like her face now, her face then, her face when she was even a cute little girl. There's just an emotion it gives me. Just I want to devote everything to that person, the person that owns this face. And I don't know, so that's probably why it made it really iffy. When on Christmas she told me about some of her financial issues, I bought her kids presents, which I do for people all the time, but I probably shouldn't have directly done it for somebody like that, because she was in a very emotional state, and I knew that maybe it wouldn't be good if we started actually talking and getting into a relationship, and lo and behold, we start talking and getting into a relationship, and the whole time I'm just like, man, I was there when she was hopeless. I just stepped up out of nowhere. So obviously at first, it was like I was, and I felt good being in that role. And I didn't have any expectations. I guess until it came to the moment where I just expected a relationship of some kind. it was great. And then even the quarantine hit, and I think maybe that was what slipped some things up, or maybe that's what made me fall so hard into wanting to be there for her, because I wasn't. There was nowhere else to be, so I just went to be there for her, and stayed over there after only dating a couple months for like almost a month. And then eventually came back home, and everything was great even when I came back home. I mean, things were a little iffy, dealing with the baby started getting a little hard, and only had to do with like just physical pain that he would inflict onto me whenever he was upset. And it wasn't even like he would hit me. He's a fucking baby. No, it was like he was a Pokemon with like a little attack power. It was called high pitch. And it, make your ears bleed. And it would sometimes make me want to cry and just like walk away. And it would probably make her feel a little weird. But it was just walking away just so that my head didn't explode, because he was physically hurting me. And I could escape. Because there's no fight or flight with a baby. There's only like flight. You can't fight a baby. There's no stopping a baby. He's screaming. Like, until he tires out of that scream, you gotta like either put earplugs on or headphones on. Like, he's gonna scream. And there's no way to stop him. No way to stop him. That's not gonna hurt him, and that's not what you do to a screaming baby. You just gotta let him scream. Trust me, I learned that. There's no even making them feel better. You can hold them. If that's not what they want, or that's not gonna help, then and they keep screaming, then that's not gonna do anything. And I don't know. And again, it's not my kid. I have no real natural instincts. Never ever took care of kids, but I think I was doing the best I could, and I think I was doing a pretty decent job. And I don't even think my actions with her kid was any of the reasons why. I don't even know why. She tells me it has a lot to do with her, and that's another thing, is like, it probably does. Like I said, I gave her like no time of some sort of like emotional baggage recovery. I was there for her. And yeah, I mean, for the past few weeks, I've been trying to just like even have a conversation, and it's nothing. I haven't talked to her on the phone, I haven't seen her in person, and it really fucking sucks. I don't know. I mentioned a little while ago, like, this isn't cool, this isn't the relationship I want, I can't even see you, I just want to see you, like, just let me see you, just let me talk to you. The answer is pretty much no, and really her response is that she was probably not in the position to get in a relationship, but she wants me in her life. And I just hate things like that, because it's like, one, it's so hard to be a friend with somebody that you have such strong feelings for, and not be able to use those feelings and show the person those feelings. And then there's two parts of me. Do I just back off and give her the space and just like, not wait, go ahead and let myself out there and be out there, or do I, put myself on hold and not even go with anyone else, and hopes that in a couple of months this will clear, she'll feel better, or feel like that I can come closer to her again or something. Who knows? That's the whole thing. It's like, I feels like I did something wrong, and I don't know what. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I know I do want her. But then also during these past few weeks of like, getting back into life and things getting back to normal, and after experiencing all that time with her and the kid, I used to think I didn't want to have a kid. But now I do. Which is boding another problem for us. Because her plan is not to have any more. She already has two, with two separate people. I don't think she wants a third with the third separate person. I don't know, and I want a kid. And I don't think that I want the drama of being a stepfather of multiple kids and having my kid and just living a life of drama. I want to be a happy family. I want to give somebody everything that I have and everything that I will ever have. But I want that person to feel the same way, and I want that person to love me and love that I'm giving them everything. And love that we're building our own world together. And to build our own world together. I want that. Past all of what I just said, there is that whole thing of don't believe that that's this or that it could be. I guess a good thing I'm recording all this. I can say it again tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. You know, it was just so stupid. I'm 28, and we always think that we know how we are going to feel throughout things, but let me tell you, these past 8 years have been some of the most fucking conflicting, fucking crazy, just unstable, emotional. I have all these adjectives and no, like, noun. Backwards 8 years of my life. It's just, I really didn't expect any of this stuff to happen in my life. I guess, that's life though. What do you expect? And then plus, how exciting would life be if you were just sitting there planning it the entire time? It's just crazy. It's crazy how things change. If you are listening to this as a 20-year-old person, understand, you may think that things aren't going to be different throughout your head as you age for the next decade. But let me tell you right now, it's going to be some of the most craziest things. And your brain's going to go back and forth in some insane ways. And to where you even get to the late 20s, like I am now, and you're still confused of whether or not you can make the right decisions because everything seems to have some sort of terrible outcome. And sure, that maybe this isn't everybody. But all we can do is try and hope for the best. And try our best. Try our best in anything. Enough of that. Let's go on to something else. An interesting thing has happened recently, and it probably has happened to some people. It probably has been happening on a continual basis. Honestly, I could probably look it up right now. A lot of probablys and no reallys. But what actually did happen to me is that Google sent me a Home Mini for free. And I didn't even ask for one, nor did I have to click. Well, I had to click, yes, please go ahead and send it. Just go ahead. But I didn't have to click here to request your Mini or anything like that. It was just a pop-up. As soon as I signed it to YouTube on my phone, a pop-up came up and it was like, we want to give you this Nest Mini. And, they're pretty decent speakers, so I went, screw it. I'll go ahead and take it. It's free. It's a $50 speaker, Bluetooth. Connects to the internet via by itself, so you don't even have to Bluetooth it. I don't even know if it has Bluetooth. Maybe it's just a cast feature. See, I don't even know too much about it. I had no real desire to have one, but it's free. So I took one. And let me tell you, man, that's definitely a trigger. It was just like Google, just like, here, take this microphone we can put into your house and listen to everything that you say. But after thinking about it, I'm like, what do I even say in my house that I care about? It's not like I'm part of the Taliban or anything like that. And honestly, as long as the advertisements don't, completely cloud everything. I mean, I can go on Google right now and not completely get fucked over by ads everywhere. And then I pay for YouTube Red, so I don't see any YouTube ads. Except for, with podcasters and ones that put ads in their videos because they're trying to make more money than YouTube will pay them. Which I guess I understand it. I'm not going to. I mean, if I get a sponsor for this, then why wouldn't I? I mean, it's money. But on that second note, I just don't feel like that the advertisements are really going to get in my way. Sure, they may know what I enjoy, but that's really not hard to decipher from everything I already use. I go on so many things and go through my YouTube algorithm and figure out what kind of shit I'm into. Video games, scary shit, and weird shit. It's essentially random shit, random facts. And not just like, here's 100 random facts. No, I mean like king of random shit. Like, we're gonna do this and see what happens. Or even just stupid random facts about things that I don't give a shit about. Like Alex Myers talking about fucking shows. Or movies that I will never watch. But that's just... I'm just saying, you can go through more than just whatever the fuck I'm talking about in my house to figure out what I want to see or what I want to buy. So, plus, if I have any kind of conspiracy to commit, then I'll just disconnect everything. Currently have no desire or conspiracy to commit anything. And then any kind of drugs coming through this house is nothing more than weed and mushrooms, and nothing more than like an ounce at a time. So, no illegal activities either, and that is the worst thing. So, and then also they can't use anything from that because then they'll get in trouble. And I do have people on my back too that will really fuck their world if they really do try to commit especially a weed charge on me using my Google Home. I'll get rid of that shit before we get to that time where that's a fear of mine. So if that is your fear, don't have that as a fear. Really just have a fear of your, doing some pretty horrible stuff. Like not even just felonies, because there are felonies again, because the war on drugs, that aren't felonies. That's not a crime against, the nation. That's just the crime against the war on drugs. So I'm not going to get into the political stuff. I'm just saying. Which, I just started smoking a blunt, so I don't even know what I was talking about Google Home. So yes, I'm going to use it. And I do enjoy my Google alarm, okay? The Google alarm is really nice. When it goes off, it'll have a nice music. It will, if it's raining outside, you'll hear some thunder sounds and some rain in the background. So that way, without even getting up, it's already raining outside. Which, it's Houston, Texas. It rains all the time. Then she'll go over the top news feed, but you can also edit that. You can make your news feed on your Google a certain news feed, and then they'll go through it and tell you. So she'll tell me things on entertainment, and then tell me some of the top news, because I do want to know what's going on. And then you can put multiple sources so you can hear from multiple things. But you can also use a regular algorithm that she'll go through some of the best sources and stuff like that. But then you also have to trust Google and whatever algorithm that they're using. But it is up to you. You can't customize the fuck out of the bitch. So, I took it. It's putting it down anywhere. Where to put it. Most of the time, I'm just hanging out anyway. I can just go, hey, Google. Nah. No, that's another thing. It does work better than the phone. Hey, Google. See, I've done it twice on my phone, and that thing would have heard me. So I do like that about it. But my... yeah, it's I'm gonna take it. Plus, it connects straight to the internet, like I said, so it has different apps on it already. You can just tell it to start playing the radio, and it'll find a way to start playing the radio. You know, it's not gonna give you a bunch of hack or bullshit. And let's give it a try. So, I also record a lot of my random thoughts already and just throw them out to the world. So why would I care? I understand why some people would care. That's you, okay? Me? Why would I care? I don't care. It's out there. Plus, most of the time they're just gonna hear what's I'm watching on TV or playing video games, and that's it. There isn't gonna be any kind of, like I said, anything crazy. So, I have one. And I mean, yeah, it is, invasive of privacy. But really, again, there's no, real personal individuals going through everyone's shit. No one has that kind of time. No one has that kind of brain power. It's all for a computer to go through it and to pretty much analyze it, pick out certain words, and do certain things with it. Okay, and most of it's for advertisement. Yes. But luckily, also in this world, there are a way to block ads. I rarely see ads on my computer. Here I am on YouTube. I'll go to Google. I'll open Reddit. Reddit will have ads. But they're just spaced out like any kind of feed, It'll just, and it's not all the time, and shit, I'm even on Reddit on the computer, and I'm not even seeing one yet. The only ad I see one Premier Luxury Portfolio International. It's a real estate ad. And let me tell you, not once have I mentioned that I'm looking for a house or anything like that anywhere around my house or my phone, or have I Googled any kind of house, because I'm not looking for a house. So I see an advertisement. This is, I'm not even incognito or anything like that. So, hey, what? Well, if they're not using the information that they're picking up off of me for ads, what are they using me for? I don't know. I'm also not trying to be a politician someday. And even if I'm famous, I haven't said anything or done anything or do anything terrible, so it's fine. There's nothing there. I'm not afraid of there being any evidence anywhere. So we'll just leave it at that. Until I'm afraid of evidence, and then that's when I'll get rid of it. And I found one more ad while scrolling through Reddit, and I'm already halfway through the page, and it's, if you don't use honey, you're probably overpaying for tech. Yeah, it's a honey ad. So yeah. And that's Reddit, so, go back. Throw another page. Let's see what's on MSN. I haven't been on MSN in a long time. You remember how that used to be the main web page? Whenever Chrome wasn't the thing. Even MSN, the first page, I see news. I haven't moved anything right now. Okay. And I do see at the bottom corner, there is streaming offers. So that's sponsored down there in the bottom corner. But everything else is just news and links to more news. And if I go down, here's the streaming offers page, and it's just saying, hey, click here for, these are our sponsors. And it's literally no pictures. It's just 5 lines. And that's it. And then there's definitely ads on videos, and you click on some of these. The CNN page right here, if you click on it, scroll through, read it. No, I'm not reading it. I'm just saying, I'm not seeing any ads. So, all I'm saying is it's possible to make ads pretty, hidden. To hide them, to not have to see them all the time. So I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them at all. And if they start popping up more, hey, I'll turn it off. I'll shove it in the corner. It has to be plugged in. It has no battery inside. So it ain't the best thing anyway. Because at least, I have this thing right here. It's a JBL clip. The same size. Wireless Bluetooth. Water resistant. It has an aux cord hanging off of it so you can plug it in. I use it as a computer speaker all the time. And what else? There's also some other really big benefit. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a fucking battery inside of it. So you have to charge it. You don't have to keep it plugged in all day, all the time. So, and that thing, it costs about $40 to $50. And I think it even has a microphone if I wanted to talk to you on the phone with it. If it was like connected to my phone. So it'll almost work just like Google Home, except it won't do anything if your phone's connected to it. I mean, it should do something if you said, "Hey Google" to it. So again, it doesn't seem to be an issue with me. Doesn't seem to be an issue with me for all of that. And it was free. So I'm gonna take it, use it. I liked it. I like it already. Like, you can tell it what song to play. Like, I can be in the shower and tell it what song to play without having to get out, touch my phone. I can be in bed and tell it to do stuff without being out, touch my phone. I'm gonna try it out with my Google Chromecast and see if it can connect with that pretty well, and if I can command it what to play. I don't know if it will work all that well. It may want to use the phone to connect, so who knows. I mean, I can Google that right now. Let's look at that feature. Does the Nest Mini Cast 2 Chromecast? That sounds like a legit way to Google what for the answer I'm looking for, right? Play media from Chromecast enable apps to your Google Nest or home speaker. Now cast audio and video to Google Home, your device. That didn't really seem to answer my question. How to set up a Google Home Mini to control Chromecast. Here we go. Let's see, if you're looking to do this, then you just gotta listen to me. Oh, they're not a sponsor. I'm just talking about them. They did send me a free one, again. But it's not for this, obviously. Blah. Last episode only had like 13, 14 views. But it is. Well, at this moment. Bitch, I am blocking you. I have ad blocker. Oh, so that's why. That's why I don't see ads. Yeah, I have ad blocker. And then I just told this site that I'm going to keep using it, and it's still letting me look at the stuff, so it can fuck off. Okay, if you've got a Chromecast or a Chromecast-enabled TV and a Google Home Mini, you can let your control what blah blah blah. You can let your Google Home Mini can let you control blah. I don't know how to read. Can let you control what plays back on those devices. All with the power of your voice. You'll need to set up the Chromecast and your Google Home Mini on the same Wi-Fi network. Done. Logged into the same Google. Done. And the following instructions to link your devices. Open the app on the phone. Tap the menu button and more settings. Go to TV and speakers. Do the plus. It'll start choosing the Chromecast devices. Once find all devices, your device you want to link. The device should appear on your list of connected TVs and speakers. You can now issue commands that says plays Avengers Infinity War on my living room TV. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Alright. And what's it going to use to do that? We'll display a slideshow of photos. And we'll start playing the related video on that device. You can also play just audio or display a slideshow of photos. In addition, you can control volume, pause playback, and more. An extensive set of documents that Google provides explains all the commands you can use. Oh, let's read those. I mean, what else? Due to current events, phone support is not available at this time. Please reach out to the team, online chat, blah, 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 blah. Right, play YouTube videos, play TVs and movies, Played TVs and movies. No, played TV shows and movies. Played news. Yeah. Played audio. Manage or create speaker groups. View Google Photos. Use the Google Assistant on your TV with Chromecast. Oh, okay, because then it'll use it as a speaker. That's pretty cool. Lower the... Well, I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. That's really what we're talking... That's a whole... I mean, that's what we're talking about, right? Lower the volume of videos and music. Pick a preferred TV speaker, video playback. Turn on or off your TV using Nest, or home speakers, or display. But it probably would have to be a TV that's like supported with the Chrome. Play YouTube TV. Cast media. And control media. Yeah, so I'd just be able to be like, hey, Google, do this. Oh, now you heard me? No, fuck off. There was a music video that came with that. Who wants to watch that? So yeah, it just lets you control your TV with your mouth, which is cool. Which is cool, man. I remember being a kid on my first laptop trying to control that with my voice, and I had one of those because I didn't get a laptop till I was like 14, 15. And even then it was a pretty cheap one. But I had like Windows, what was it? It was like Windows 7, I think, at that time. Does that sound about right? When was I 14? 14 years ago. Okay. Which was 2006. 2006 Windows system was... What? This is the Google show. What was the operating system? No, what was the popular operating system? Aha. In 2006. Timelines of operating systems. The 1950s had Leo, Alliance Electronics Office. There's actually a fuck ton of operating systems. Like a fuck ton. Shit. And the most popular one when I was born was Windows 3. That's pretty cool. Dum 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 dum. Oh, dude, when they hit the 2000s, they had to split it up by month. That's funny. Dum 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 dum. So Windows Vista. That's what I thought it was too. So Windows Vista had the first one where you could. I don't think it probably didn't have the first one, but it had like a very low ball voice control system for the computer, which wasn't bad. For a computer, is what I mean, because you know, to control. Blah, 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 I sound like a robot. To control a computer that is very, you know, there's so complexities into navigating through a computer. That's why it's a mouse and keyboard. But to do it with just your voice, you would have to use a grid system, and that's why it went by. So it was just like, you know, hey computer, click grid or show grid, and then you would be like, go to grid 4A. It would go to 4A, and then it would like put another grid system out for 4A, and then you'd go to 3B, and then it would go to that location. And you could do it, I think, 3 levels, but usually, you know, those 2 levels really helped out a lot. You pretty much had navigated down to, especially if you're just trying to go into programs and things like that, click play buttons. But yeah, I remember in 2006, I was like, hey, yeah. You know, I can't wait for, you know, okay, it's kind of rough now, but I can't wait for it to, like, get better. And then, here we are, you know, and it's not even Windows, it's Google that made it better. I don't even know how well the voice controls works on this computer. this isn't necessarily at all to a 2020 computer. It's more of like a 2014, 2015, but still, still kind of, it's still got to be better than the one 2006 on the Windows Vista. It's at least a Windows 10 operating system, and that's really what it's based on. I got a clear ass mic, so it probably would work. But I'm afraid of ruining the recording by trying it out here. Because things like that tend not to work for me. Anyway, I know there's a lot to go on, or there's a lot going on. And I got into some of it at the beginning. And then mostly talked about Google Chrome and stuff. And then myself. But I don't know. I know to talk about what's going on right now, I know it's a point of history. Because I talk about 20 years ago, the LA riots, because I was born in the middle of them. Well, not born at the same time, but I was 8 months old when they started happening in LA. So I don't remember them, but I heard about them a lot growing up. Let me tell you that. But the current day, okay, there have been some fucked up situations, but one, none of them as bad as that. And I feel like people learn from that. And like I said, Houston, Texas had an amazing march, and people spoke, and I watched it live. I wasn't there. People that were there, they experienced history live. And I was watching it live on the computer, and people were watching like we're experiencing history. So I'm hoping that the future generations are going to learn well from us that are experiencing this history. And when this ends, and hopefully goodness prevails and love wins, we will look back at it and not in just shame, but it's like the dam that broke, but then revealed the gold on the other side. It was a terrible situation, but when it ended, there was so much amazing stuff, and that's all I hope. That's all I hope. Is that love prevails. We come together as a community. And as people. But really, until then, it is going to be a hard time right now. And some people, they're talking about being ready to die. And when people say they're ready to die for a cause, things are probably going to get rough. Okay, it's because someone's standing up so much that they're ready to die. And really the only reason that they would is because they feel like that there's a threat. And if there is no threat, then they won't have to die. So hopefully that sends the message of don't threaten them, so that they won't be willing to accept your threat, to show the steps that you are willing to take to assert your authority, even though this country was never meant to be ran or established in that way. Okay? The point of America was when the authority, demanded respect for their authority. That's when the authority needed replacement. And that's why it was never supposed to get that way. And the problem is that there are individuals who, instead of listening and respecting the authority of the citizens, which is what this country is meant to be based on, then that's when people start to feel attacked. Because they feel like their authority is not given or has been taken. We are the civilians and we have the authority, not the government. The reason that they're there is because we chose them to be there. Supposedly, to most of us. So it's up to us what they do, not them. And that's how it should be. And I obviously, who wouldn't want to end anything on happy notes? Kind of preferred to, but I had to throw it out. Let's get into that. It's our authority, not theirs. And when we're demanding our authority back, they gas us and spray us with pepper spray. And that's just right now. Then they started shooting people with rubber bullets, which has killed a couple of people too. How long? A week, 2 weeks, even a month before they start using the real guns? And they start just shooting civilians in our streets.
What?
Oh man, why did I have to go that far? Look, I'm trying to play a video, but I have to pull up these fucking... Not play a video, I'm trying to play the ending song. Or the end of the beginning song. You know what I'm trying to do. But it's just... Oh man, I didn't want that to say out. I gotta edit that out. Okay, I did take something because things can get far. I didn't want to go that far. So I'm gonna just leave it with good friends of mine. They've gotten me and made me understand a lot, and I'm gonna leave it with them because they have a lot of good points. No, I have never met them, but I still, decent friends. Still love them. I hope you know I love you. And I want love to prevail. And the reason I went off on to edit this thing is because I tangented. Because hate only brings out more hate. And with that key, love could only bring out love. So let's do our best to just keep on loving. And hopefully I'm in a more loving state next time I come on here. And with all that being said, I bid you adieu.